I know a lot of Hawks fans are really livid right now. I know a lot of Hawks fans are feeling the heat. Frustrations high after the latest defeat. Questions are flying, emotions are raw. Let's break it all down. The flaws that we saw. Welcome back to Hawks Digest, everyone. I am Chris Tipmore, and in this video, we are breaking down the post game, and it is now do or die, win or go home for the Atlanta Hawks after their recent defeat to these Orlando Magic in Orlando on the road. And it wasn't close at all. It was crazy. This game was down to 3 at one point in time, but it finishes 120-95. Yet another game where the Atlanta Hawks cannot eclipse 112 points against the Orlando Magic, and in this game, we didn't even eclipse 100. Coming into this game, guys, a few different points I want to get to. First thing is comments that Trey Young had said coming into this game about it being a physical game. It's going to be a physical game. We know they're kind of a physical team, and we know they're not necessarily the best offensive team in the league, but they are one of the best, if not the best, defensive teams in the league. That statement was so true tonight, but it was only half truth because them being one of the best defensive teams in the league, yes, we saw that in several different instances, but you can still score on this team. It's just you have to be able to find ways to do it consistently. And the Atlanta Hawks in this game, it started out as a dogfight. Okay, it started out that way. And the Orlando Magic, they came out at first. The Hawks were up 8-4. Then the Orlando Magic, they took a early lead, establishing a strong defensive presence, and they were dominating the boards. They built that substantial lead, honestly. A substantial lead. They went up by 22 points in the first half at one point in time. But of course, our Atlanta Hawks, we've been pretty resilient. We try to find ways to claw back into the game, and we was able to reduce that deficit down to 61-47 at halftime, guys. Now, before I move on any further, I want to say, guys, coming into this game and really coming into the play-in round, me and Walter Pollard, we was talking about where do we see the Atlanta Hawks. Now, as far as getting into the playoffs, if we get to the playoffs, I do feel like we can win some games. I do feel like that, yeah. It's all about the consistency, though. How consistent can we be in some of these games? It's normally be up and down, and that's why I said the things that I said in a previous duo video with me and Walter, where I verbally said, if Walter verbally asked me, well, how do I feel about this Atlanta Hawks team? Do I feel like we're going to get the 7th seed or the 8th seed? And I said, I feel like it's going to be no lower than 8. And I feel like somehow, some way, we're going to end up getting the Cleveland Cavaliers, on the road on Sunday, game 1. I figured somehow, some way, we're going to end up getting Cleveland because, the trade and everything happened. It would make sense. It would be must-see TV to see who can operate the best since the trade between these two teams going at each other. And, the Hawks still have a chance. I understand that we are upset about this loss right here. And I'm going to get into more reasons on why we should be upset about it. But at the end of the day, coming into the game, we know that that big-to-big lineup, it was always going to be a trouble. Wendell Carter tonight. Pablo Banchero. And then you also got Franz Wagner. All those three guys, that's a big lineup at center, forward, and forward that always, you have to deal with. And the Atlanta Hawks was able to come back in this third quarter. Trae Young being the head of the snake, leading that charge, scoring 12 points in the third quarter. But what happened? Next thing you know, you got guys who normally don't light you up, lighting you up. I'm talking about Cole Anthony. I'm talking about Anthony Black. Cole Anthony had 26 points in his last 8 or 9 games that he played in. He didn't even score in double digits. And then all of a sudden he gets hot against the Hawks and drops 26 points. like he does this on a night in and night out basis, it's just frustrating because it always happens to the Hawks. I'm not calling him a rando because Cole Anthony's not a rando, but it feels like a rando from the bando moment because this man had the team high in 26 points. Then you got Anthony Black dropping another 16, and this young man, I would give him his credit. He only missed one shot tonight. He was 6 of 7, hit all 3 of his threes, and gave them 16 big points off the bench. Then Paulo still had 17. Wendell Carter had 19. That cannot happen. And you're not being able to give it right back to him. Also, Franz Wagner, he really had a bad night, you know what I'm saying, normally compared to how he's capable of doing. And he only had 13 points. When you think about it, guys, the Hawks didn't necessarily play Paulo and Franz wrong. They didn't play, and then both guys between the two end up with 7 fouls, 4 for Franz, 3 for Paulo. But when you look at it, guys, at the end of the day, the Hawks did do a decent job on those two guys. Those two guys aren't the guys that killed you. It was Wendell Carter, freaking Anthony Black, and then you got Cole Anthony. So you Anthony Black and Cole Anthony. You know what I'm saying? Those two guys, they were X factors for these guys, man. As for us, on the other side, Trey Young was the only player to even score in 20 points. He had 28 points tonight, and of course, you know we're going to talk about everything. 28 points for Trey Young. No one else had over 15. I have no problem with George Niang. He had 15 off the bench. Do I like him and Trey on the floor together defensively? No. But at the end of the day, you know on the offensive end, both of them can generate some offense. And the Hawks were able to shrink that lead. And despite what was happening in the beginning of the game, the Hawks were able to cut this game down to 71-68. Then the Magic would regain control, and they just absolutely took off and actually obliterated us in the fourth quarter, leading to also Trey Young receiving a technical foul and being ejected because he received 2 technical fouls. Now, real quick, I'm going to touch on that before I get ready to get up out of here, y'all. The fact that he ended up receiving a technical foul behind making a floater and tossing the ball over to the ref. I didn't see anything that was vengeful. I didn't see anything that was vindictive. He just grabbed the ball, tossed it to the ref. Now, I think if I'm not mistaken, that's the same ref that they call Gucci. And he got so sensitive about it, and next thing you know, it's a technical foul. I was like, what? How did he get a technical foul for that? He just tossed you the ball. He didn't rifle the ball at you. He just tossed it over. 2 hands. Technical foul. Go down now. The second technical about, kicking the ball, stopping the ball from getting to the ref, spinning the ball, and all that stuff like that, talking noise on the way off the floor. Trey, you can't do that. Trey, you cannot do that. So I give them the second technical foul. The first one should have never been called. But I'll give you the second technical foul, and the spinning of the ball. It's a possibility it may be a fine coming for Trey Young. I'm not sure. As long as there's like no 1-game suspensions or nothing like that, kind of like similar to what DeJounte Murray got a couple of seasons ago when we was in the playoffs against Boston. I don't think it's anything to that regard of it like that, but same time, you just never know what the NBA kind of penalties are going to give you. So ultimately, this was a team loss. This is also a loss that I know Atlanta Hawks fans are mad the way that we lost this game, and also being able to claw back into it, only being down by 3. And there were some guys that was really working for us. Mo G is one of those guys. He's thrust into a situation to guard a guy who's a certified all-star in Paulo, and he held his ground. Mo G needs to continue to get playing time. He needs to continue to develop, and I like what Mo G is bringing for these Atlanta Hawks. Ultimately, we got to have more from the bench, though. We have to have more from the bench. Trey Young cannot be the only person, pretty much generating the offense. He generated 11 free throws. He was 1 of 5 from 3, 8 for 21 from the field. And it was a physical game. It was a physical game. We can't blame the refs for everything or anything. It was a physical game. Orlando is a physical team. We knew that it was going to be just like this. But again, I'm not surprised about this. I felt like we may end up playing Cleveland because I do believe we can beat whoever it is, whether if it's Chicago or Miami. We just got to play up to the competition and be ready for them come Friday. We are at home. This is possibly the last home game. So fans at State Farm Arena, salute to you. Go out and support these Atlanta Hawks. I know. Shake it off. We're gonna be fine regardless of the result of the end of the season. We're gonna be fine. We just gotta make sure we take care of business. And at the end of the day, like I said again, hopefully nothing bad comes from the Trae Young ejection and nothing beyond that. Maybe a fine may happen, we'll see, but hopefully no suspensions or anything like that. And again, Trae just can't do that. But Trae was frustrated. It's not an excuse, but we all get frustrated. We all get mad, but just gotta try to hold your composure the best way that you possibly can. So, guys, that's my quick review of this Hawks and Magic game. We still have a chance. I know that we're livid right now, but we still have a chance to still get into the playoffs and have game one on Sunday versus these Cleveland Cavaliers who are just resting and chilling right now. Hey, at the end of the day, we won the season series with them, but first things first, we got to see who we can handle between Chicago and Miami, and my eyes will be close on that game, and I'm pretty sure you guys will too. Until next time, guys, peace and blessings to you all, and to you all, I'll holla.